Yeah.
Thanks, Don.
Test. Test, test.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It is 9 a.m. It is January 8th, 2019, and Happy New Year. This is our first meeting of the 2019 year, so like I said, Happy New Year and welcome back. That being said, we'll open the meeting with a pledge, and let's see, I think, Charlie, you want to lead us this morning?
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Charlie. A couple of housekeeping chores as usual. If you have a cell phone, please silence it or turn it off. If you do get a call that you need to take, if you would go out into the rotunda area, we would appreciate that so you don't disrupt the meeting. Is there anyone in the audience this morning that would like to address the board that with an item that is not already on the agenda? Seeing none, is there any commissioners that after reviewing the itinerary has a conflict of interest with any of the items that we need to address this morning? Seeing none, and last thing, of course, this meeting is being streamed live, so if you do approach the board, you have the heads up and know that you will be on the stream. That being said, I'll entertain a motion to approve the agenda. We have a motion by Hanton to approve the agenda. Is there a second? A second by Gable. Any discussion? Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Action.
Move to approve minutes as emailed.
We have a motion by Hanton to approve the minutes of the December 27th meeting and a second by Troy, Commissioner Van Duzen. Any discussion? Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign, motion carries. Item number 4 is old business. Since this is the first meeting of the new year, we need to address any old business that we may have pending from 2018. Is there any old business?
Make a motion to adjourn CNADA.
All right, we do, seeing no new business, we'll go on to item number 5, and a motion by Hatton to adjourn. Cindy, that means that we're going to stop all of the action as of right now that could have taken place in 2018, and we're going to, everything is 2019 from going here forward. We have a motion, is there a second to that?
I'll second.
Second by Commissioner Gable. Any discussion? Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign, motion carries. Item number 6 is nomination and action for chairman and vice chairman for the 2019 commission year. And at this point in time, I will turn it over to, oh, by the way, I should have said this earlier. I'm sorry, Jody. To my left is Jody. Cindy is out of town this week, so Jody has been so kind to sit in and take over for us. She will be doing the minutes and leading us in the voting process here. So that being said, Jody, I'll turn it over to you.
Okay, nominations for chair now in order.
I'll nominate Commissioner Hanton for chair.
I nominate Mr. Johnson.
Are there any other nominations? Are there any other nominations? Are there any other nominations? Seeing no other nominations, I suggest that we're going to do a secret vote. So I will hand out slips so you guys can vote for either Hanton or Johnson.
That should be it.
I announce that there has 3 votes for Commissioner Johnson and 2 votes for Commissioner Hanson. Commissioner Johnson is the chair for 2019. Now I will take nominations for the vice chair. Nominations for the vice chair are now in order.
We'll make a motion to nominate Commissioner Hanton for vice chair.
Are there any other nominations?
I'll make a motion that nominations cease and that we cast a unanimous ballot.
Seeing no other nominations, I suggest that a motion that a unanimous ballot be for Commissioner Hanton.
I'll make that motion.
Okay.
And just see, is there a second on? Somebody needs to second my motion if they're willing to.
Yeah, we need a second to that motion.
I would second that.
Okay. So now, Myron,
Yep, I'll take over again.
yours. It's all yours again.
Thank you. I appreciate the support of the commission. I look forward to exciting and busy year in 2019. We have a lot of activities going on and a lot of things in the mill. So
Yeah, we need to, Mr. Chairman, we need to vote on the. So I made a motion that we cast a unanimous ballot. Commissioner Waterman seconded it, so we just need to make that's a motion and a second, so we need to vote on it.
yeah, just
You can,
just call for
Just
call
all in
for the
favor.
motion.
I call for a motion for
Call
action
for the vote.
vote.
for the vote
Yeah.
for the chair and the vice chair.
Actually, Myron is now chair, so I think he would call for that vote.
All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign, motion carries. We're done. All right.
I
And
would
again,
just
like I
like
said,
to make a statement that I appreciate Lee making that nomination. I appreciate that he's a man of his word, and I thank him for that.
I do appreciate the support, and like I said before, we have a busy year ahead of us, and I'm looking forward to an exciting and a very progressive and successful 2019. Looking back on 2018, we don't want to go back and discuss everything, but I think 2018 was a very successful year as well. Anytime we come out the black in the budget, we're good, right?
I agree.
That's true. Yep.
Life is good. All right, let's go on then. By the way, and I'll just take a moment right here that the 3 new commissioners that have just successfully won their terms for another 4-year term is myself, Brenda, and Lee, and we have all signed our oath of office. So we are all officially oathed in, all right? All right, that being said, let's go on to reports. The first report we have is extension, and I do not see Jody here, but how about veteran service? I do not see L here. And the weeds we do have here, so Steve, come on up. You're going to get the opportunity to get in and out of here early on.
Morning, Steve.
Just push the button.
Good morning, Steve.
There we go. Well, you know, I guess I'm here, but I have about the least amount of stuff to do, really. And so I guess on the weeds.
It's good to
end
see
of-
ya.
Yeah, on the weed end of things.
The weeds are all under control.
They're all under, they're under cover.
Good place for him.
Yeah, and then but on the weed side and so that, I'll be attending the Sioux Falls Farm Show and so that, working the booth on that Friday, the 26th. And what's that? Oh, that's wrong. I was going to say, I thought it was 7. Well, I thought it was the 25th. Somebody needs to turn that around, because I think you can turn that one around yet. Then also the upcoming wheat conference, which is held in Huron, which will be on February, the 3rd week of February. And then my annual weed meeting will be on Wednesday, the 27th, I believe. 26th. Got to get everything right here.
First act is
27th. I'm seeing them wiggling it around, so it's a little bit.
First action is chair.
Well done, Brett. It's pretty
Well done.
Yeah, on the 27th and stuff. As far as the other thing I've been working on is that in the Register of Deeds is on the right-of-way. So far, I've researched now the bottom portion of the county, the 1/4 of the county. There are a lot of stuff that I can't find, but I'm going to currently, right now, I put it all on a jump drive, and I'm going to sort that all out and individually put it on county road and also on township sections and ranges. So
You're doing the whole county, right?
I'm going to do the whole county, yes, but currently right now I got bottom portion of it researched and stuff. And after I get done, I'll go and try to fine tooth to see if I can find some documents that's not recorded. Did find a couple of them while we were researching that wasn't in the books. So I'm sure there is some that's probably not in the books also. So it's going to be quite a process. So
I remember Rick Small saying, too, that there were some of those documents out at the highway department.
he has some documents at the highway shop. A lot of those documents at the highway shop are mining rights where they went in and redid some road landscaping and stuff like that. But as far as recorded in the Register of Deeds for actual right-of-way widths, most of that probably are not out there. So
They should be recorded and
right.
to make it a legal document.
Yep. Now, so that pretty well probably ends my session and stuff like that for
All right, Steve. By the way, is his mic kind of loud?
Yeah, it does sound
Is
loud.
it too
So
loud?
Just turn it down just a little bit
Oh,
there.
Is that better?
There you
Yeah,
go.
that's good.
There,
Okay.
there now it don't echo so
Well,
bad.
thank you. We generally
bet.
we have trouble with people not talking loud enough.
I guess you gotta ask Don, right?
Yep. The county weed meeting and oyster feed. What's the date on that again?
It'll be the 27th of February.
27th of
Yep,
February. All right. Just want to make certain I get that in my book.
yep.
Very good. Any other questions for Steve?
I appreciate that research. That's going to be very useful, I think.
First thing I was doing was printing and copying and stuff, and there's a lot of papers.
That's a lot of
So
work.
then I thought about, hey, how about putting it all on a jump drive, and then I can copy the jump drive and give to the highway shop or whatever, so.
The only part of the document that you need is the legal.
I just need the legals, yes.
And like the grant or grantee.
Right. So, and
All
it
right.
gives, you know, in there it gives the width of whatever, you know, some of it might be 8 feet extra, some of it is up to 14 feet extra, so.
Yeah, it varies.
That
All right.
is
Thank
different.
you, Steve.
You're welcome.
Let you go
Thanks,
back to
Steve.
killing weeds.
Go get them.
Yeah. Next one on the list of reports is Director of Equalization, and Shauna will not be reporting. I talked to her earlier this morning, and she's completely lost her voice.
Yeah.
She feels good, but she can't talk. So that's kind of a blessing. No. We always like to hear from Shauna, but that's why she's not here reporting. Next, though, is Jody. Jody is here representing Extension. Good morning, Jody.
I got started at work and I'm like, oh my gosh, that has to be somewhere.
Yeah.
Good morning, Jody.
Push this.
Yep. You're good.
All right, well, I just want to thank you for all your support in 2018, so looking forward to 2019. This is the South Dakota 4-H calendar that was put together by 4-H exhibits from our South Dakota State Fair. They were chosen at the South Dakota State Fair. They started a theme this year instead of just randomly picking different pictures. So this year's theme was barns, and next year's theme is kind of a military serviceman theme. So kids will be taking pictures kind of towards that theme. But this year's theme was barns, and so it's all kinds of different barns throughout South Dakota in the 4-H calendar for this year. So
Cool.
it also becomes a little fundraiser for the South Dakota 4-H Leaders Association also, because they give a lot back to 4-H throughout the state, throughout the year. So between camp scholarships, kids that go on to Teen Leadership Conference, they'll give scholarship to, $25, $50. Kids that go on to national trips also. They also provide some counties with mini grants, and so they're like $200 mini grants. And I just applied for a mini grant for our 4-H Cloverbud camp this summer, so we can maybe get $200 to go towards some of the supplies and stuff for our Cloverbud camp. We're still waiting to hear about, we filled out a grant for the NRA for $5,000 for the BB guns, so hopefully we can, in our whole program for the BB gun program and air pistol. So we haven't heard back. They said after January 2nd, so I keep checking my email and checking my junk mail to see if it's there yet, but no, haven't heard anything on that yet, so waiting on that.
Who did we apply for that with?
What NRA?
NRA? Okay, I didn't hear that, thank you.
Yeah, they give out youth grants to,
Yes.
they have a South Dakota grants, and then they have national grants, so this would be through the South Dakota grants, so. Our BB gun practices and our safety is going to start before Farm Show this year. We had a new volunteer last year, Sam Jacobson, and he's been taking over really well, and he's right now has all of the BB guns. He's checking them over, cleaning them out, and making sure they all work and are ready to go. So we're going to start that January 15th at the Sail Ring is where we shoot, and then we'll start archery on January 17th on Tuesdays and Thursday nights, but we're going to start that Thursday night because of BB gun on Tuesday, and then I have to split myself in half that night. But anyway, we'll be getting back at the city auditorium again. We tried to look at the extension complex and wrote all the dates out. Tried Mondays, tried Tuesdays and Thursdays are really bad because of all the rentals that come in to the building, and then Mondays they're still trying to clean up, and Wednesdays are out because of church, and so it doesn't give you many nights to look at, and it was kind of confusing to tell kids, well, we're going to be here this night and here this night, so we're just going to stay at the city yacht until we can figure something out and where we really want to go to. And
down
we
in
can-
the same room where you do the archery?
yep, same archery space we'll be at yet again.
Jody,
So
if they have an interest, if somebody has an interest in that program, how do they go about
call the
registering?
extension office because our times are filling up because we can only have so much kids on a line for safety precautions and stuff
Yeah.
at the city auditorium. So, yeah, so
Contact the extension office.
yep, just call our office and sign up for that. We're still advertising for our Strengthening Families program. I haven't called Joe Jetland to see if we have any kids on. No one's called me, but we also are going to be they're going to open up the training to other counties in the state too. So Grant County's very interested in it, so I've been talking with their advisor. And then someone out in West River wants to come. We're going to Skype to Thursday because there's questions about it because we've been doing it for so many years. They're just starting it, took the training, but just want to know how to get it going and keep it going there in their area. So another big thing, we're working on farm show planning, and it's in full swing. Looking for volunteers to help with our farm show lunch counter. We're just kind of working on that tonight.
Remind us of the dates.
It is February 5th through the 9th in a month. So, yeah, in a month it'll just about be over. And it's always a great reunion for many of them. It's it's really real when the farm show books come in and they're in the office, and so that's really getting close. We have a leaders meeting tonight, so we'll be working a little bit more on that too. So, and then just the building's been used right now for a lot of the SDSU regional meetings coming right now. They had one yesterday, and tomorrow I believe is Thursday is the big crops one too. Becky just wanted me to share that our rentals were down a little bit last year. That's the paid rentals. Paid rentals were down a little bit last year. But otherwise, we have lots of rentals every day and every week. So.
We, a year ago, Jody and Becky and I sat down and redid the rental rates. We thought we could do that every other year. I don't think we need to do that again this year.
No,
Wait another
think
year.
it's fine. Yeah, I think
Just so you know that we do review those, on occasion. And it's still a good deal, best deal in town. So, but it's a public meeting, it's a public building, and that's what it's there for. So, all right, Jody.
Any questions?
Anybody have anything for Jody?
Just so the usage of the building for rentals and things, do you do like a report just to keep track of all that?
Well, she just did a number of paid rentals.
Oh, okay.
And this is like how many per year. This is just paid rentals. This
Right.
isn't all the other rentals
Right.
included
Okay.
in that. This is just paid ones. So, but that's gone down a little bit. But just like $5,000 in revenue down, but not bad. So.
Okay, thank you, Jody.
Okay, thanks.
Jody.
Appreciate it. Let's see, Al never showed, did he? A veteran service. Well, if he happens to show, we'll get him in here later on. By the way, thank you for the calendars, Jody. And I want everybody to know that if you go through these and look at all these barns, there's a story behind every barn. And if you don't believe me, you just go to the county and find that barn and just go behind it, and you'll see a story. You'll find a story back there. So there's a story behind every barn. I always remember out here where Spies used to be on the corner of 81 and 212, and they moved in that huge rock at one time. Remember, there was a big rock out there? And my daughter, which is now the principal of the intermediate school, she'll probably kill me for saying this, but she was just a little girl then, and she was getting out of the car. And I said, "What are you going to do?" She said, "Well, you always said there was a story behind that rock," and she was going to go look for that story. So you have to be careful what you tell young people, young kids. Took it literally. All right. Next item on the agenda, number 8, is action to designate legal papers for Cottington County publications. In the past, it's been the Watertown Public Opinion and the South Shore Gazette.
And those are still the two legal newspapers for the county.
Make
Nope.
that motion.
We have a motion by Hatton,
Second.
by Van Duzen. Any discussion?
Just a question. I don't know if you know the answer, Jody. So is there something in state law that makes those two papers designated as official, and we're kind of obligated as a county to designate
Yes,
them?
I believe so.
Yes.
So that's what
Yes.
Cindy told me, I just can't, I'm just
Yep.
trying to recall that, so. okay.
Yeah.
'Cause I know some papers are weekly, some are daily. The ones that are weekly, if you have something to get into the paper, at times that can be,
Yep, like this-
working that out's a little bit tricky.
Right,
So,
like the South Shore Gazette is a weekly instead of the Watertown is daily. Yep.
Right,
Yep, those are the two that we use.
okay.
As long as they're in business, then we are obligated to designate them.
Exactly, yep.
All right, any more discussion? Seeing none, all in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign, motion carries. Item number 9, action to set commissioner's salary for 2019. Now, just in review, just a few weeks ago, our HR person, Terry Satterley, made a recommendation to the board, and I think everybody remembers that. Do you remember that? And he recommended that we follow the sequence of what the increase in the salary was that we gave to the employees. And we don't have to do that. That was his recommendation. That being said, I would entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion that we take.
And what would that motion be,
So
Lee?
to take Mr. Sadley's recommendation that we increase those commissioner salaries by 2% as we did for the rest of the county employees.
Okay, you heard the
Is that
motion. Is there a
correct?
second to that? Van Duzen, you're shaking your head.
No, I
is
was agreeing with his motion that was 2%. That was.
And that was your second. You seconded?
Sure, yeah,
All
I'll
right.
second it.
Commissioner Van Duzen, second by Van Duzen. Any
There's
discussion?
one portion of that that also states that the chair gets an extra
Extra
$100.
$100. And we need a motion for that too.
That would be a separate
separate?
motion.
Well, it should have been included with the first one.
That's what I was
Yeah.
I'll amend my motion.
Okay, and that's all
You're
right
going to
with you?
include that?
Yeah, yeah.
And that's all right with Commissioner Van Duzen?
Yes. Yeah.
Any more discussion? Thank you.
So then your salaries then will be, with the 2%, it'd be $36.37 as an hourly wage, or $1,845.99 as what you would receive monthly.
I don't
With
have
the
the numbers
2%.
right in front of me, but I'm assuming those are right. Those
Yeah.
that the ones that Cindy had, okay?
Yep, that we figured.
All right,
Yep.
so it's already done. All in favor, any more discussion? Is there anything else?
I guess, Lee, we had discussions about the one
Yeah,
portion of it.
We did. I didn't, yeah, I don't recall that, but I think that's okay, so.
Do you want to share your discussion?
The question was whether or not the chairman should get the $100 extra a month. That was the discussion. So I'm not, I thought the consensus was that he should. If not, obviously it's not a big deal to me, but I'm willing to amend my motion either way. So, if the consensus is that we don't need that, then that's fine too. So I didn't think of it initially when I made my motion, so when somebody mentioned it, I amended my motion. So that was basically what it was about. So,
All right, you heard that discussion. Is there any more discussion?
I guess I am in favor of not having that person get the extra $100 a month. I've done some checking in other counties, and that isn't the way some of them are doing that, so I guess I don't see the need that would be
Well,
something that should
then,
happen.
I think the proper thing to do would be to offer a substitute motion or to move to amend my motion. So,
Okay. I would move to amend Lee's motion that the extra $100 a month for the chair would not be included in that salary increase.
All right, you heard substitute motion or amendment to the motion. Is there a second to the amendment to the motion? Is there a second to amendment to the motion? Is there a second to the amendment to the motion? Seeing none, the motion fails for the lack of a second. So we'll go back to the original motion. Any more discussion? Any more discussion? Seeing none, all in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign.
No.
Motion carries. We have 4 in 4 and 1 opposed. All right, let's go on then to item number 10. And by the way, I would back up and, you know, none of us are here for the money. I will guarantee you that. You know, $100 a month. I affix my signature to several hundred items every month, and it takes a considerable amount of time and responsibility when you do that. Just that's why that came about in the first place. All
But
right,
in that
let's go on.
token, if you want to be chair, you realize that's part of that duty.
Let's go on to number 10 then. The agreement between Cottington County and the AFSCME Local 2488, which is the Highway Department Employees Union. And we have an agreement with them. Jody, you have the agreement in hand.
Yes, I do.
And we've had a chance to review
I'll make
it.
a motion to approve it.
We have a motion by Hatton and a second by Gable to accept that agreement and authorization for the chair to sign. Is that part of your motion? Is that
Yeah,
okay?
yeah.
All right. Any more discussion?
Just so people know, it's, we don't have it printed out, but Cindy emailed it to us a couple weeks ago to go over, and this was what Terry worked on with the union, and so.
Highway Department.
Yep, it's the same thing right here. It's in hard copy. If anyone wishes to review it again, you are certainly welcome to it. But you were forwarded a copy earlier electronically.
It's just very long.
The same. Yeah.
Yep.
I checked into that, and that's the same that I had, so.
All right, any more discussion? Any more discussion? Seeing none, all in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign, motion carries. Now I gotta find the page to sign.
I would like to take a minute just to thank Terry for his work on that, negotiating our contracts as well this year. It is a lot of work.
Yeah.
He's done a great job once again for us.
And as a secondary to that, I would like to express my appreciation as liaison for getting this done in a timely fashion
Yes.
this
Oh,
year.
yeah.
Yeah, I agree too.
So I wanted to say that publicly.
To do it on the first meeting is a pretty big deal, yeah.
We got her done. Maybe by the skin of our teeth, but we got her done. Thank you, Art. Appreciate that. All right, let's go on then to item number 11, which is action to set cell phone stipends for various employees. And if you look in your packet, there is a page in there that has all of them listed. Is there any discussion?
Make a motion to approve.
We have a motion by Hatton to approve. Is there a second to that motion? Second by Commissioner Waterman. Is there any discussion? The only discussion that I would show is, or indicate, is that there's a difference between the 25 and 40, and the difference is, in these particular cases, some of these that are at 40 are required to carry a smartphone, or which is the more expensive plan at this particular time. Is there any other discussion?
I thought it also had to do with, they're kind of 24/7 on call, some of them, some of the more expensive ones, so,
Most of them are the deputies and the jailers.
right.
Yep.
And
And
those
the
are
blurry
$25
hours
ones are usually mainly the highway workers and the ones that don't use their phones as often.
Yep. Like I said, the ones that are, the $40 ones are the ones that are generally carry the smartphones, or the department heads, and have a necessity to use them. And, you know, people, you know, just like a few years ago, nobody had a cell phone. You know, we didn't have any of this before. And now we have quite a list of them here. And, you know, we had the two-way radios. We still have the two-way radios out there, but this is probably a lot more fast and efficient, supposedly. That's why we have them. We have a motion and a second. Is there any more discussion? Is there any more discussion? Seeing no more, all in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign, motion carries. Let's go on to number 13. Claims for payment. Jody, what do we have?
Okay, Reliable could be
Point of
continued-
order, we're on number 12.
The bank depositories.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay, number 12.
Yep, ReliaBank will continue to be used for checking, and the depositing of cash, and other banks listed will be authorized to sell the county certificates of deposit for investment at competitive bids. The banks are Dakota Bank, Great Western Bank, First Bank and Trust, First Premier Bank, Minnesota West Bank, Plains Commerce Bank, ReliaBank, Dakota, South Dakota Fit, and Wells Fargo. The signers on these accounts also include from the auditor's office are Cindy Brugman, Jody Pearson, Debbie Melville, and Alyssa Hart. And from the treasurer's office, it includes Carol Maloney, Janet Beavers, and Lindy Waba.
I'll make a
Move to
motion
approve.
to
We have a
approve
motion
that.
by Van Duzen, a second by Waterman. Any discussion? Any discussion? Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All right, now let's go on to number 13. I apologize for jumping over number 12, but let's go to 13, action to approve claims. Jody, do we have any claims?
There is no claims at this time.
Okay, very good. Let's go on to number 14, action to approve personnel changes. I have none.
There is no personnel changes.
And let's go on to item number 15, action to approve travel requests. I have none. Jody?
There is no travel requests.
There we go. And let's go on then to number 16, which is old business. Is there any old, mature business that we need to discuss at this time? Commissioner Waterman, our,
It's the first meeting
Gable.
of the month. I don't think we have any old business.
Well, it's ongoing, just continuing, it's going to continue
Yeah.
from year to year, just to let people know what's, just kind of updates and things that are ongoing.
okay, we'll go back.
We can do the travel request if
Yeah, we got a couple of travel requests.
Sorry,
that
yep,
Jody found.
there is a couple travel requests I found here. Steve wants to take his part-time people, Tom Stanley, to the weed conference in Huron, and there's one for him requesting that, and then there's also him requesting to go to the farm show, which he stated in his report he
Move
was
to
going to
approve
do.
those travel requests, and part of that is we get funding. There's a certain amount of individuals that need to attend that annual meeting for us to be eligible.
So there are actually 3 of them.
I'll second.
Okay, we have a motion by Hatton, a second by Gable. Any discussion? Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign, motion carries. Thank you for bringing that to our attention. All right, now back to mature business, old business, and apparently,
So this-
brand new year, Lee, you were going?
Yeah, so it's just kind of ongoing.
Carry
between-
over.
From one year to the next, so it's nothing we could have closed out. So one is the courtroom remodel, obviously no change orders this time, but there is some, to just let people know, probably the courtroom part of the project will be done mid part of this month, and then after that, we'll be working on the security checkpoint, so hopefully the security checkpoint, probably late January, early February. As far as change orders goes, I think the one we might see would pertain to more courtroom IT adjustments, and I think it has to do with the way that they kind of do the court recording, and making sure. So that may be an add, so an increase, but that's, since it's court IT, I believe some of that might be, we might be able to use the law library fund, but it depends on the specific use. But just to let you know, that might be coming down the pike.
We're kind of sliding into new business, but with that being
Yeah,
said,
yeah,
go
just to
ahead.
update. And then,
Yeah.
then the other thing on the legislation that we were working for authorizing counties to ask for half-cent sales tax, that is in the works. That's probably going to be a bill this session, so I'll be going to Pierre to try to talk to legislators and make sure that they understand the idea behind it. And so, just to let you know.
Thank you for doing that.
Yeah.
By the way, on your way out today, if you get a chance, stop down and just take a look in the new courtroom. And when I was down there earlier this morning, they said stop back later this afternoon when they're unloading the pews as we speak right now and putting I call them pews, they're
That's what they
benches,
call
I
them.
guess.
That's what they call them.
I guess in church they're pews and in the courtroom they're benches, huh?
Actually, they call them pews because I think they don't want to confuse it with the judge's bench.
No.
I think they do. That's what they've been saying anyway. So,
All right, but they're moving those in as we speak, and that'll really change the appearance when that back part of that room starts to fill up with those pews. But it looks nice. I think the new ceiling the new lighting, it's really bright in there. With the woodwork cleaned up and touch up and that work done, that really looks, I'm glad that we spent the money to do that, to just kind of put that finishing touch on
It maintained
it.
a lot of the historical detail.
So when are we going to schedule court in there, Lee?
That's up to the clerk of courts
Up to
and
the
the
clerk
state's
of
attorney.
courts, huh?
So,
It'll be pretty soon.
Yeah.
It won't be long now. All right, any other new business or old business? Any other new business? Seeing none, let's go on. Is there anything for the open?
I have one thing, Mr. Chairman.
Yes, sir.
And it goes back to our highway department on the last two storms. One was a snowstorm, the other one was the ice storm. I had some compliments on the county roads were actually better than the state roads, on, referring to Highway 20. They spread 15 semi-loads, belly dump semi-loads of sand, about 325 ton.
Yeah.
And we were lucky, I guess, over in your section and over in Brenda's section, the roads were very difficult to stand on. They had one sand truck pulling another sand truck.
No, they were tough.
They did an excellent job, and to commend them.
Good. You know,
that's, you know,
that the highway department, when you get someone congratulating them or thanking them, one should note that, because that doesn't happen very often. It seems like they're always the department of criticism or being criticized for anything and everything they do. Everybody out there is a better motor grader operator, knows how to and where to put the sand and all that, you know. That's just the way it is. But we appreciate the work that they do, and believe me, the roads were treacherous, and I know everybody thought, well, why aren't they doing this or why aren't they doing that? And I just always think, you know, this is their business. They know how to do it, and they know when to do it. So,
Well,
and of course, we always have to get a storm on the weekend, right?
well, Rick was saying that between and the city and the county worked together on the sand operation, but they were just about out. It was about gone.
Yeah. Yep. Well, they'll start hauling again. All right. Well, thank you for that information.
I have to
Yes.
make a correction too. With the salaries, I said it was 36.37. That would be an hourly wage, but that's what you guys will receive as your 2% increase for the month. The difference that you will get more in 2019 is 36.37, which brings your salary to 1,854.99 per month.
1854 what?
99 per
99
month.
Per month.
Yep.
And then the chair would add
$100. Yep.
Yeah. All right. Thank you, Jody. And that came from
Cindy
called.
Yep.
Cindy called us.
She's
huh?
watching us.
Hi,
She's
Cindy.
watching us, Cindy.
Happy New Year.
Good morning, Cindy. All right, take care of those grandchildren. I know that's where she's at. She's being a good grandmother today and watching her grandchildren. So have fun with them and enjoy them. All right, I have no requests for any executive
Do
session.
we have anything else for the open, Lee?
just, yeah, the only thing for the open that I have is, there's the JDAI meeting next week, on the 15th after, well, we have another commission meeting between now and then. So
Yep.
that's
Government Affairs, 7:30.
Well, that's tomorrow,
Public
yeah.
meeting at noon. Senate
But
committee.
what do we have?
I won't make the, I didn't think about the government affairs one, but, yeah.
Okay,
That's tomorrow or the next week?
tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
Anything else for the open? Any other comments, anything for the open? Seeing none, I would entertain
motion to adjourn.
Motion by Hatton to adjourn. Is there a
Second.
second to that?
Second.
Second by Gable. All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Hi.
We are adjourned. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, Jody, for sitting in and keeping us on track. No problem. We're fine.